in SI engine. Okay. So today's topic is abnormal combustion in SI engine. Right. What is meant by abnormal combustion? Okay. Now, so in case of normal combustion, what will happen? So the flame front started by the spark plug propagates in a fairly even way. Means in normal combustion, let us assume this is the combustion chamber and this is the position of the spark plug. Okay. So now due to the injection of the spark, first flame front will be propagated here and the layer nearer to the spark plug. Let us assume all the fuel is layer by layer within the combustion chamber. Then what will happen? First layer will burn. Then due to the heat liberated by the burning of first layer, then second layer will burn. Then third layer, then fourth. Like that, the flame front will propagate from one end of the combustion chamber to the other end of the combustion chamber. This is in case of normal combustion. Here in normal combustion, the burning is taking place layer by layer. The combustion takes place layer by layer. Okay. Whereas in case of abnormal combustion, so what is happening? So due to the certain engine operating conditions, okay. So the abnormal combustion occurs in the engine, right? How it occurs, we will see. Abnormal combustion means due to some under certain engine conditions, abnormal combustion occurs, which affects its life and performance of the engine. Okay, so the major abnormal combustions are knocking or detonation and pre-ignition or dieseling or pinking or pinging. All are same. Knocking, detonation, pinking, pinging, all are same, right? So these are the majority of abnormal types of abnormal combustion. We will discuss one by one. Okay. So what is knocking? So knocking is nothing but auto ignition. How the knocking occurs means, so due to the auto ignition of end charge of the mixture before the flame front reaches. Means as we see in normal combustion, the flame front is traveling from one end to other end. So before reaching this flame front to the other end, what is happening? The auto ignition of the mixture is taking place. What is meant by auto ignition? Auto ignition is nothing but burning of the fuel without any external means. Means due to its own temperature, it starts burning. That is auto ignition or self ignition temperature, right? So during knocking, what is happening? Before reaching the flame front to the other end, auto ignition of the end mixture, let us say here, whatever the charge present, it starts burning itself, auto ignite itself. So due to that, what will happen? Already one flame front is traveling from spark plug end to the other end, and due to the auto ignition, listen carefully, due to the auto ignition of end mixture, one more flame front starts traveling in the opposite direction. Now at this instant of time, total how many flames are there in the engine cylinder? Total how many flames are traveling within the engine cylinder? Two flame fronts are there. Yeah, one flame front is due to the spark plug, other flame front is due to the auto ignition. So what is happening during the passage? So during the burning, these two flame fronts are traveling in the opposite direction, are going to collide at a time. When they are colliding, they gives rise to a loud pulsating noise coming from the engine cylinder. A loud pulsating noise coming from the engine cylinder, that is called knocking. How knocking occurs? Due to the collision of two flame fronts. One flame front is liberated by the spark plug and other flame front is generated by the auto ignition of end portion of the mixture. Okay, right. So it is the most important type of abnormal combustion because it puts a limit on the compression ratio. Means if you decrease the how the auto ignition is taking place? Auto ignition is taking place due to the temperature rise within the combustion chamber, right? So how the temperature will be raised? How the temperature will be raised? Due to the higher compression ratio. If compression ratio is high, what is happening? The temperature and pressure developed within the engine cylinder is also high. Due to the higher compression ratio, the temperature within the engine cylinder is more. And whenever this temperature reaches to the auto ignition temperature of the fuel, then automatically it starts burning. Suppose if you put a limit on the compression ratio, therefore the temperature developed within the engine cylinder can be minimized or it can be kept within the limits. Okay, right. So it puts a limit on the compression ratio of the engine, which controls the efficiency and the power. Anyhow, if the compression ratio is less, the efficiency will be less. At the same time, if the efficiency is less, nothing but the power output of the engine is also less. Now, is it clear knocking? Knocking occurs due to the auto ignition of end charge before the flame front reaches. Means before reaching this flame front from this end to this end, one more flame front starts traveling because of auto ignition. So these two flame fronts are colliding in the passage. Thereby, we are getting a loud noise that is called knocking. It is very dangerous. Am I clear? Knocking? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, so higher compression ratio places the available oxygen and fuel in contact, causing better mixing and evaporation of the fuel mixture, thus being more efficient and powerful. Means if the compression ratio is more, automatically the efficiency is more. If the compression ratio is more, what is happening? The mixing is more due to the higher turbulence. If the compression ratio is more, the turbulence is also more. If the turbulence is more, the air and fuel particle will be mixed thoroughly. Thereby, you are getting a more efficiency. And that is one advantage. But other side, we have disadvantage of higher compression ratio, because if compression ratio increases, automatically the temperature increases. It leads to the knocking. Means higher compression ratio leads to knocking within the engine. Increase in compression ratio implies, as I told, it is increase in temperature and pressure, and it reduces. If temperature and pressure increases, what will happen? It reduces the delay period of the fuel. It reduces the delay period of the fuel due to the greater interaction of the molecules, and hence knocking increases. Okay, so automatically, if the mixing is thorough more, what is happening? The auto ignition is taking place at the other end of the combustion chamber. Okay, right. And the auto ignition before the flame front reaches, as we know, auto ignition before flame front reaches, that is the main reason. And the three major reasons are, right? So what is happening? The unburned charge. The unburned charge. What is unburned charge? The charge present within the engine cylinder, right now. Right. So here, this is the flame front traveling from spark plug end, and what will be present within this combustion chamber? This is the charge. Now, when this layer is burning, I can call this charge as unburned charge. This is the unburned charge present inside the combustion chamber. The unburned charge, what is happening due to the temperature of the combustion chamber cylinder walls, because it's already completed one cycle. Already, somebody unmuted, please mute your mics. Already it completed one cycle, therefore the cylinder walls are under higher temperature. Whenever the temperature of this unburned mixture reaches to the critical temperature, nothing but its self-ignition temperature, automatically one more auto ignition of the fuel will take place, which leads to the propagation of one more flame front, right? So that leads to the knocking. And if the unburned charge will be remains in the temperature for more time, then automatically burning will take place. And flame front should not reach, therefore, ignition delay period, that the period for the preparation of the charge for auto ignition. Suppose if the flame front, due to the ignition delay, if the flame front cannot reach other end, automatically auto ignition takes place. Right. Now, if you see in this one, roll number 319. Okay. Right. Now you can see, again unmuted someone. Roll number 319, I muted again, you are unmuted. Right. Now. Right. Now, this is the combustion chamber. This is the location of the spark plug. Left side we are having spark plug. Now, so in case of normal combustion, so as I explained, these are the fuel layer by layer. So the flame front is traveling in this direction. Therefore, it's burning in the left to right. So therefore, the flame front reaches the other end of the mixture. So in this case, there is no question of knocking or abnormal combustion in case of normal combustion, right? So this is the P theta diagram, pressure versus crank angle. pressure versus crank angle diagram. Now, in case of abnormal combustion, what is happening? If you see, this is the flame front generated by the spark plug, and when this flame front reaches this end, one more flame front is started due to the auto ignition. These two flames are colliding, gives rise to vibration or a sound coming from metallic sound coming from the engine. A loud noise is coming from the engine. More vibrations are coming from the engine. It leads to the knocking. And during that time, the pressure will be raised rapidly. When these two flame fronts are colliding, at that instant of time, the pressure rise will be more. That will be called knocking or pinking or pinging. That is abnormal combustion. Okay, right. Now, what is auto ignition? Right, a mixture of air and fuel can react spontaneously and produces heat by chemical reaction. Right, if you burn air fuel mixture, automatically heat energy will be generated. Right, that is taking place in the absence of the flame. When automatically they will burn when the temperature of the mixture reaches to its critical temperature, nothing but self-ignition temperature. In the absence of flame, automatically the burning can take place. That temperature is called auto-ignition temperature or self-ignition temperature. Okay, that is called self-ignition temperature or auto-ignition temperature. Right. So the temperature at which self-ignition takes place is known as self-ignition temperature. Now, what is meant by pre-ignition? Pre-ignition is similar to auto-ignition only, right? During pre-ignition also, the ignition takes place in the absence of spark only. Even similar to auto-ignition, pre-ignition is also caused due to the overheating only, right? So it is the ignition of the homogeneous mixture as it comes contact with hot surfaces in the absence of the spark, right? So if you observe in the combustion chamber, the spark plug tip as well as the exhaust valve both are subjected to hot environment. Means the temperature is very high for the spark plug as well as the exhaust valve. Whenever the charge is come in contact with those hot zones are spark plug as well as exhaust valve, right? Whenever the charge present inside the cylinder is come in contact with the spark plug or exhaust valve, automatically ignition is taking place. Means pre-ignition, why I am calling it is pre-ignition means this can take place before the start of the spark. Pre-ignition means the ignition is taking place before the injection of the spark. Whereas in case of knocking, when the knocking is taking place after the ignition of the spark, after the injection of the spark, one more flame front is starting due to the auto ignition. That is cause knocking. Okay. Whereas in case of pre-ignition, in pre-ignition before the injection of the spark, when the spark will be injected, as we know, at the end of the compression stroke. At the end of the compression stroke, we are injecting the spark. Before injecting that particular spark, automatically the charge in contact with spark plug as well as exhaust valve will start burning. That is called pre-ignition. Auto ignition may overheat the spark plug. Yes. So due to the auto ignition, what will happen? That will overheat the spark plug as well as the exhaust valve, and it remains so hot that its temperature is sufficient to ignite the charge in the next cycle during the compression stroke before the spark occurs, and this causes the pre-ignition of the charge. Now you got difference between knocking and pre-ignition. Please tell me, do you have clarity? What is pre-ignition? What is knocking?
Sir, pre-ignition is dangerous, sir.
Yes, danger, very, very dangerous, right? So what is the reason to occur pre-ignition? Anyone please tell me? Why the pre-ignition is taking place? What is the reason?
When the charge comes in contact with the hot.
Means auto ignition is the reason to occur pre-ignition. Agree? Due to the auto ignition, pre-ignition is taking place. Because in the previous cycle, due to ignition, the spark plug and exhaust valve are subjected to very high temperature. They are acting as hot zones. Whenever the charge is in the next cycle, whenever the charge is in contact with those zones, automatically pre-ignition is taking place. Therefore, auto ignition is the reason to occur the pre-ignition. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Yeah. Any more doubts? Please tell me. Others? Very important. New terminology. Others, please react if you have any doubts. Nikita, roll number 311.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any doubt?
No, sir.
No, right. Right. Now you can see here, there are three sets of figure. This is the normal combustion. See, figure, sorry. So this is the normal combustion. Okay. Normal combustion, and second one is detonation, third one is pre-ignition. Now, as you can see, this is the combustion chamber, this place, and this is the spark. Right. So let us say it is end of the compression stroke because the piston is nearer to the top dead center. Right here we are injecting the spark. Now you can see these are the flame fronts. The flame front is traveling from one end to other end. It started, it reaches middle, and it reaches end. Is there any other flame front from other side of the combustion chamber? In this case, one flame front is traveling from spark plug to other end. Is there any flame front available?
No, sir.
No, only one flame front is traveling from one end of the combustion chamber to the other end of the combustion chamber, which leads to normal combustion. Right. Now, what coming to the detonation? Right. So when detonation will come, detonation, knocking, then pinching, all are same. Okay, abnormal combustion. Right. So as we know, detonation caused due to the collision of two flame fronts. Okay. Now we can see this is my combustion chamber. This is a spark plug. And this dotted one is the charge present within the combustion chamber. And this is your exhaust valve. You can see this is the exhaust valve. That is the reason I told the spark plug and exhaust valves are subjected to high temperature. Those two are acting as the hot zones. Because of these two hot zones, only pre-ignition is taking place. Okay, I'll tell you. Now, so here one flame front is started from spark plug, and due to the high temperature present inside the combustion chamber, and the charge will reaches to the critical temperature, nothing but self-ignition temperature. Automatically, what will happen? Before reaching this flame front, one more flame front started traveling in the opposite direction. You can see this is the one more flame front that is traveling towards the spark plug, and this is the already first flame front that is traveling towards the other end. These two flame fronts are colliding, that leads to gives rise to higher pressures developed within the engine cylinder. That is called detonation or knocking. Now, whereas coming to the pre-ignition, now this is spark plug. We did not we did not give in spark nothing, but before injecting the spark, automatically the ignition is taking place. Right now. So that is the reason we are calling it as pre-ignition. Before spark injection, the ignition is taking place within the engine cylinder. That is called pre-ignition. Then after some time, what we are doing? We are injecting the spark. Okay. So by that time, almost the flame front released by the pre-ignition is traveled half the distance, and again these two are colliding in the passage. Again, this leads to again knocking. The collision of two flame fronts again leads to the knocking only. Right. Right. Now, what are the effects of the detonation? Right. So noise and roughness of the engine, more vibrations will come into picture. Mechanical damage, nothing but sometimes it will seize the piston, passage of the piston, because it will bend the connecting rod, because of that much pressure will be developed within the engine cylinder due to the collision, and decrease the efficiency and power input, and it also leads to pre-ignition. Right. Now we will see what are the factors affecting the detonation. Means how to avoid the knocking or detonation, how to reduce the chances of knocking and detonation. Right. Compression ratio, as we already studied, decreasing the compression ratio will decrease the auto ignition That leads to minimize the knocking. If compression ratio is more, temperature is more, it leads to the auto ignition. If you decrease the compression ratio, automatically temperature developed inside the cylinder will be less, and there may be less chances of knocking taking place, right? The pressure and temperature at the end of the compression increases with increase in compression ratio. This in turn increase the maximum pressure during the combustion and creates a tendency to knock. Means always the compression ratio should be as low as possible in order to minimize the knock, in order to reduce the knocking tendency. Next, supercharging. Right. Can you tell me what is difference between supercharger and turbocharger? Anyone? You might have heard the name supercharger and turbocharger. Anyone heard the names? Maybe heavy vehicles, if you see turbocharged vehicle, supercharged engine, like that it will be there. Anyone? What is meant by supercharge?
I think supercharger is used to balance the pressure, and turbocharger is turbocharger is used to balance the temperature.
Okay. Okay. Now, so here first I'll explain turbocharger. Right. So turbocharger is act as a heat exchanger. It acts as a heat exchanger. Okay. As we know, the exhaust gases coming out of the IC engine, it are having higher temperature, maybe 200 to 500 approximately. The temperature leaving the exhaust gases is 200 degrees centigrade to 500. So those temperature just simply we are rejecting to the atmosphere. We are not making any use from the temperature, right? The main idea of turbocharger is we are using the exhaust gases to increase the temperature of air. Basically, it will use in CI engine. CI engine is nothing but diesel engines, right? Now, so here, this exhaust gas temperature is utilized to preheat the air before sending into the engine cylinder. To preheat the air. Right now, it means the turbocharger is a device which increases the inlet temperature of the air by using the exhaust gas temperatures. Whereas coming to supercharger is nothing but one compressor, extra compressor, right? So this compressor is also driven by our engine. This compressor is also driven by our engine. So what we will do? So basically, during suction stroke, the air will be supplied to the engine cylinder at atmospheric pressure. Right? So the main idea of supercharger is to increase the pressure of the air entering into the engine cylinder, that is higher than the atmosphere. If pressure is more, automatically turbulence will be more, mixing will be more, the combustion will be more rapid. Clear? Just supercharger and turbocharger. Turbocharger is used to increase the inlet temperature, right? And by using exhaust gases, and supercharger is used to increase the inlet pressure by using the compressor. Okay, students, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So what is the preheating temperature?
What is the preheating?
Temperatures. To what extent we are heating?
Preheat temperature. To what extent, right? So generally, the atmosphere is 27 to 30 degrees centigrade, right? So we can increase up to 40, 45 degrees centigrade. 40, 45. Depends upon the weather condition. Okay, na?
Okay, sir.
40 to 50 degrees centigrade, we can raise the temperature. Right. So supercharging. As I told, supercharging is to increase the pressure. Okay, it is a process of allowing the charge at a pressure higher than the atmospheric pressure. Because of supercharging, if you compress, what is happening? If you compress, the volume will be decreased and density will be increased. So therefore, the density increase, automatically temperature also increase, thereby knocking tendency increase. Means supercharging will leads to the knocking again. So supercharging leads to the knocking. Generally, supercharging is done in compression ignition engine, that is diesel engines. We are using superchargers, right? So increasing the inlet temperature. If you increase the inlet temperature, again it leads to the knocking only. right? And increasing the load on the engine. If you increase the load on the engine, it results in temperature of the cylinder, because we will accelerate more amount of fuel is going to burn. Okay, so it leads to the temperature inside the engine cylinder, thereby the rising the temperature, and hence knocking tendency increases at high loads over the engine. Okay, and advancing the spark means before the time if you inject the spark, what is happening? When the spark is advanced, means actually when we are injecting the spark before end of the compression stroke, that is 10 to 15 degree before TDC. Instead of that, if you increase the angle, let us say 30 degrees before, that is advancement of the spark. So generally, let us say 10 degrees before TDC, we are injecting the spark. Advancement means I am increasing 20 degrees before TDC 20 degrees, that is advancement. Suppose if I go for 5 degree, I can say it is retarding that spark. Advancement and retardement. Okay, advancement of spark. When the spark is advanced, the burning gas is complete. The burning gas is compressed by rising the piston, and therefore the increase in temperature will be much more, and hence knocking tendency also increases. To avoid detonation, spark must be retarded. Means we should decrease the sparking time to avoid the knocking. Right. And flame travel distance. So the flame travel distance should be as low as possible. Means we need to design a combustion chamber in such a way that the distance of flame travel should be as low as possible. Therefore, the combustion can complete in less time. The combustion can complete in less time. This is the distance. Let us say this is the combustion chamber. This is the spark plug location. So from here, the flame front will start traveling. This distance should be as low as possible to avoid the knocking. And location, and we need to locate the spark plug in such a way that it should be located centrally, so that within a less time the flame front can travel the entire combustion chamber. So spark plug which is located centrally has minimum tendency for knocking, because the flame travel distance will decrease. If flame travel distance is decreased, automatically no question of the auto ignition. And the size of the engine also plays a major role. Larger engines, the flame travel distance will be more, and it leads to knocking. Okay, chances are more for larger engines, because of the reason SI engines are generally very small. That's true. Only we'll go for the cars only. If you go for trucks, buses, lorries, we'll all go for the CA engines only, because of the problem with the knocking. Okay, and the location of the exhaust valves. As I told already, there are two hot zones within the engine cylinder, that is the spark plug tip as well as the exhaust valve. And there are two hot zones SI engine, that is spark plug and exhaust valve. If the exhaust valve is very far from the spark plug, then the temperature around exhaust valve region will be high. And if the spark plug is very far, it take much time, and during this time, the charge near the exhaust valve would auto ignite due to high temperature, and hence exhaust valve must be located as close to the spark plug, so that we can minimize the knocking tendency. Right now, so always the exhaust valve should be as nearer to the spark plug. And turbulence. So as we know, turbulence will decrease the tendency of knocking. Turbulence means thorough mixing of air fuel mixture. With increase in turbulence, the flame speed increases, and hence the chances of detonation will decrease. Right? If the flame speed is, because of high turbulence, flame can travel in less time, because the combustion will be faster, because of mixing will be more uniform due to the turbulence. And engine speed, increase in engine speed always increase the tendency, increase the turbulence, and hence knocking tendency will decrease. Okay, and next one, octane rating of fuel. Usually the knocking tendency of fuel is specified based on the octane number of the fuel. Octane number. So based on octane number, we can say that that particular fuel has tendency towards the knock or not. Okay, if the fuel is having higher octane number, there are less chances of getting knocking. Okay, so means the fuel should have higher anti-knocking property. Okay, and the octane number should be as high as possible. Okay, we will see what is octane number. So octane number is used to rate the SI engine fuels. SI engine fuels are rated by using octane number. So octane number is defined as the percentage by volume of isooctane in a mixture of isooctane and normal heptane. Means, so octane number is isooctane divided by isooctane plus normal heptane. This is called octane number. Octane number is used to rate the SI engine fuel. In this one, isooctane is having high anti-knocking properties. Therefore, isooctane is awarded as 100 octane number, and N-heptane is having poor anti-knocking property, and it is given as 0 octane number. Okay, right. So it is a mixture. Let us say if a mixture of 50% of isooctane and 50% of N-heptane, if it is under test, we can assign the octane number as 50 for that. 50 for that. Okay. And if whatever the gasoline that the petrol we are using has octane number 93 to 97. So in order to avoid the knocking, we can mix and some anti-knocking additives. Okay. So that is isooctane is a good octane rating fuel. It is having 100 octane rating. So all SI engine fuels are rated by octane number. Very, very important for chat also. What is octane number? You can write it is a percentage by volume of isooctane in a mixture of isooctane and normal heptane. And isooctane is having good anti-knocking property. Therefore, it is given as 100 octane number. And normal heptane is having poor anti-knock property. Therefore, it is given as 0 octane number. Right. Next, CA engine fuels. CA engine fuels are rated by C10 number. Octane number is for SI engine fuel. C10 number is for CA engine fuel. It is defined as the percentage by volume of N-hexadecane in a mixture of N-hexadecane and 1-methyl alpha naphthalene. 1-methyl alpha naphthalene means N-hexadecane by and N-hexadecane plus 1-methyl or alpha-methyl naphthalene. We can say alpha or 1. N-hexadecane by N-hexadecane plus alpha-methyl naphthalene, where N-hexadecane is having good anti-knocking properties. It is given as 100 C10 number. Alpha-methyl naphthalene is having poor anti-knocking property. It is given as 0 C10 number. Okay, and for example, if you take a fuel with C10 number of 50, we'll have the proportions 50% of N-hexadecane, 50% of alpha-methyl naphthalene, or 41-59. This is the rating of CA engine fuels. Okay, right. So with this combustion phenomenon SI engine is over. Now we will discuss combustion phenomena in CA engine. Is it clear? SI engine, combustion phenomena SI engine. Only 4 to 5 questions are there. Hardly you will get one essay from that, from 5 questions. One is the combustion phenomena SI engine. Second one is combustion phenomena CA engine. Then factors affecting the combustion phenomena, knocking, factors affecting the knocking. Right. Now coming to the combustion phenomena CA engine. Right, CA engine means all our compression ignition engine. We can call it as diesel engine. So here we have a small animation how a diesel engine works. So this is the air is entering, its inlet valve is open, then it is compressed. At the end of the compression, fuel is injected. Now fuel is injecting, thereby the combustion initiates. This is a power stroke. Then return stroke, exhaust valve will open, and there is a exhaust stroke. Therefore, the smoke will be released to the atmosphere. Again, cycle, right? So these are the inlet valve, exhaust valve. These are the cams. This is the fuel injector. Okay, right. This slide I already discussed yesterday itself. Okay, what is the comparison of different parameters of SI and CI engines, right? Compression ratios, air fuel ratio, calorific value, flash point, self ignition temperature, compression temperature, compression pressure, combustion temperature, and combustion pressure. Okay, already discussed this one in yesterday's class. Now very important stages of combustion in CI engine. If you remember, in SI engine we have three stages, basically two stages: preparation phase and propagation phase. Preparation phase is the ignition delay. Propagation phase is the flame propagation and afterburning. Here we have one more stage extra. We have total 4 stages. Ignition delay, afterburning is same, and propagation phase we have uncontrolled and controlled combustion. Total 4 stages in CI engine: ignition delay, uncontrolled combustion, controlled combustion, and afterburning. Okay, now you can see this is the pressure versus crank angle diagram. Okay, what is this dotted line? What is the name for this dotted line? Please tell me. Name of the curve. Students, please answer.
Motoring curve.
Motoring curve.
Yes, motoring curve. When there is no firing within the engine cylinder, then how the pressure is varying, right? Then we can say pressure rise in non-firing. This is the motoring curve. Okay. Now you can see A to B is the ignition delay period, B to C uncontrolled combustion, C to D controlled combustion, D to E afterburner. Okay. Now here, if you see the point A is approximately 20 to 25 degree before TDC. The point A. What is point A? You tell me. What is point A? In what we are doing at point A? Please respond.
Spark is injected.
Hey, this is diesel engine.
Fuel injection.
No, not fuel injection. Air is injected. Sorry. Point A, right? Sorry. Start of fuel injection. Very good. So at point A, we are injecting the fuel, but at point B, the combustion begins. What is happening during A to B? Okay, right. So A to B, we are calling it as ignition delay, right? In CI engine, the ignition delay will be categorized into 2 ways: physical delay plus chemical delay. Physical delay plus chemical delay. Whereas in case of SI engine, there the ignition delay will be only chemical delay. Why? Because so in SI engine we are using the carburetor. The main purpose of carburetor is to atomize and vaporize the fuel. Directly the fuel will be admitted into the engine cylinder in the vapor form in case of SI engine. Whereas in case of diesel engine, directly fuel will be injected into the engine cylinder. There the fuel will be evaporated. Right now, how the fuel will be evaporated? Due to the air present inside the engine cylinder. That too, the air will be under higher temperature, right now. So therefore, the fuel first needs to be break into small droplets, and those droplets should evaporate. Till evaporation, we are calling it as physical delay. After evaporating, then the air, the vapor form should mix thoroughly with the surrounding air. That is so that chemical reactions are taking place to start the combustion. That is the chemical delay. In physical delay, the diesel will be whatever the fuel we are injecting, it will be break into the small droplets and it will become evaporated. After that is the physical delay. After evaporating, it should mix thoroughly with the surrounding air, thereby the chemical reactions are attained and it is ready for the combustion. That is the ignition delay. Okay, and point 2 is uncontrolled combustion, stage 2. Stage 2, B to C is the uncontrolled combustion. During this period, we cannot control the combustion. Why? Because A to B, what is happening? We are in at point A, fuel injection begins. At point D, fuel injection stops. At point A, total how much degree? Around 40 to 45 degree. The fuel pump is opened. Okay, right? So from this point, the fuel starts entering into the engine cylinder. At this point, it will stop. So A to B, what is happening? A to B, that is the ignition delay period. During that period, there is no combustion. Only the charge will be accumulated within the engine cylinder. Whatever the diesel we are injecting in the engine cylinder will be accumulated or stored, right? So once all the chemical reactions are taken, then what will happen? It will burn instantaneously, because during this zone, what is happening? More amount of diesel period. During this period, more amount of diesel fuel is accumulated within the engine cylinder that will burn instantaneously and rapidly, and we cannot control the rate of combustion. During this period B2C, we cannot control the rate of combustion because more fuel is accumulated and that fuel will burn instantaneously. And during this zone, 1/3 of heat will be liberated. During uncontrolled combustion, 1/3 of total heat will be liberated. Now at point C, we can control the rate of combustion by varying the pressure. We can control the combustion by varying the, because till the point C, whatever the fuel present inside the engine cylinder, it's completed already. It's burned completely. Now from C to D, whatever the fuel we are injecting, it will burn instantaneously. There is no question of accumulation or storage. So whatever the fuel that will be injected will be burned instantaneously. Therefore, this can be controlled. C to D, that is third stage. This control, that is the name reason given. Controlled combustion means the combustion can be controlled by varying the injection pressure. Okay, right. And during this period, 2/3 of total heat will be liberated, right? And whatever the charge present inside the engine cylinder due to the that will burn due to the reassociation, that is the after burning. Okay, so these are the brief description. Just go through one by one. So the combustion in CA engine differs from SI engine due to the basic fact that CA engine combustion phenomena is unassisted combustion. What is meant by unassisted combustion? Occurring on its own. Unassisted means we are not using any spark plug, we are not using any spark to occur the combustion. Automatically, the high temperature air present within the engine cylinder will be used to start the combustion. That is the reason the CA engine combustion is called unassisted combustion. Okay, and in CA engine, the fuel is injected into the combustion space after the compression of air is completed. As we know, during suction stroke, only air will be supplied to the CA engine, and at the end of the compression stroke, only diesel fuel will be injected. Right. So, due to the excessively high temperature and pressure of the air inside the engine cylinder, what will happen when the the fuel when injected is atomized form and gets burned on its own, and burning of fuel is continued till the fuel is injected. Theoretically, the injection of fuel and its burning should occur simultaneously up to the cutoff point, but it does not occur in actual CA engine, right? So different phases are as explained. Now ignition delay, right? Now here injection of the fuel is initiated into the combustion space containing the compressed air, right? So fuel upon injection does not get burned immediately. Instead, some time is required for preparation before start of the combustion. Right now, after injecting the fuel at point A, the combustion is not yet started. So there will be certain time is required to prepare all chemical reactions. Fuel droplets injected into the high temperature air first gets transferred into vapor form, and this then gets enveloped by suitable amount of oxygen present so as to form combustible mixture. So means in ignition delay is physical delay and chemical delay. During this physical delay, the fuel droplets will be converted into vapor form, and in chemical delay, that vapor is enveloped by the surrounding air so as to form a combustible mixture. If the temperature inside is greater than the self-ignition temperature, automatically combustion will take place. Thus, the delay is a physical delay and chemical delay. Physical delay is time consumed in transform liquid into vapor, gaseous form. So, physical delay is conversion of liquid to vapor, and the chemical delay is the setting of chemical reactions. Setting of chemical reactions to form a combustible mixture. Generally, ignition delay is unavoidable, right? In order to accommodate, the fuel injection is advanced by 20 degrees before TDC, right? A to B shows the ignition delay period. A to B is the ignition. Fuel injection begins at A. But actual ignition, that is the combustion, starts at B. Okay, actual combustion starts at B. And second stage is uncontrolled combustion. During the ignition delay period, the injection of fuel is continued as it has begun at point A and shall continue at cutoff point. Cutoff point is till D. Okay. So due to this, what will happen? A to B, more accumulation of the fuel present inside the engine cylinder. The moment when ignition begins, what will happen? So the flame front is established and accumulated fuel also gets burned rapidly. The burning of the fuel occurs in such a manner that we cannot control the combustion. Therefore, it is called uncontrolled combustion. It is taking place from B to C. Okay, and the uncontrolled, during this uncontrolled combustion only, there may be chances of knocking. The uncontrolled burning continues till the collected fuel gets burned. During this uncontrolled combustion, the pressure rise is very abrupt, very rapid, and the combustion is termed as abnormal combustion and may leads to damage the engine parts of the engine. Right. Now stages of now uncontrolled combustion. So continuation, it depends upon the ignition delay. If the ignition delay is more fuel is accumulated, therefore higher pressure rises will take place. If the ignition delay is less amount of fuel will be accumulated, there may be chances of less uncontrolled combustion. Hence, in order to have minimum uncontrolled combustion, the ignition delay should be as small as possible. During this period, total 1/3 of total heat will be released. Next, followed by controlled combustion, right? So after uncontrolled combustion, the rate of burning matches with the rate of fuel injection. Means the moment you inject the fuel, it will burn instantaneously, right? So it is shown between C to D. During this phase, maximum heat gets evolved in controlled manner. The rate of combustion can be controlled by regulating the rate of fuel injection. That is by controlling the fuel injection pressure by using injector. Controlled combustion has smooth pressure variation and maximum temperature is attained during this period, and total 2/3 of total fuel heat will be liberated during this phase. Then finally, we have after controlled combustion. The residual, if any, gets burned and the combustion is termed as after burning. This after burning may there be due to fuel particles residing in remote positions in the combustion space where the flame front could not reach. After burning will spread 60 to 70% of the expansion stroke. This is about the combustion phenomena in CI engine. Any doubt in this one, please ask me. Very, very important. Either you will get SI engine or CI engine pakka. You should draw this P theta diagram. You should write the 4 stages and you should explain about the 4 stages. Please ask me if you have any doubt in this combustion phenomena in CI engine. Please respond. Students, is it okay or any doubt do you have? Please tell me.
Sir,
Yeah, please.
in controlled combustion, you said as the fuel enters, it will burn also.
It will burn, yes.
Then while the fuel enters, the fuel which is ready for the next stage will also burn also. Means the valve is open and the ignition has already started.
I'm not, can you come again?
Yes, sir. In controlled combustion, you said the fuel as soon as it enters, it will burn also.
It will burn, yes, yes. Up from C to D, C to D.
Then
C to D,
the valve
right?
should be open also.
Yeah, so both the valves are closed. Both the valves are closed from A to D. A to D as well as A to E. Yeah, A to E, both the valves are closed. Only the fuel pump is opened. That is, fuel injector is opened. Both the valves are closed position only. Because this is the end of the compression, this is the end of the expansion. Compression and expansion, both the stages, both the valves are closed only.
Okay, sir.
Okay, right.
Understood.
Any other? Right, any other, please? Others? compulsory question, essay question. 4 stages you need to explain. Some highlighted points you should remember and you should write. Okay, so we'll stop today. So next class we will continue the factors affecting the combustion phenomena in CI engines. So yesterday